The road to hell is paved by men with good intentions. Mac would often remember these words from his dad. I'm an idiot, Mac said to himself as he wiped more blood from his chin, the taste of iron fresh on his tongue. He had gotten into it earlier with his friend Marcus, and it ended with a few bad words and even worse lay-on hands. He knew Marcus was drunk, but still he let his temper get the better of him. Luckily, this guy from uptown offered him a ride home, letting Mac off the hook for the night. Finishing his thoughts, Mac splashed his face with water from the dingy park bathroom. He'll get over it surely, right? His mind asked him as he made his way to the door, wondering if his words had been too far. Suddenly, a lady and a guy came in as he dodged to get out of their way. Geez, get a room? Mac scoffed internally. He was just tired of people in general and wanted the night to end, so he averted his eyes and left, leaving them to themselves. Now outside, Mac took a deep breath and checked his phone. To his dismay, his pocket was empty. Contemplating the thought of leaving his phone in there entirely, Mac turned begrudgingly and applied pressure to the door, opening what would surely be an unpleasant sight. As he began to creak the door open, he muttered, Sorry. My phone." As his head entered view, there was just a guy standing there with his back turned. Where did the girl go? Mac thought to himself as he walked over to the sink where his phone had been left.
You should have stayed out.
The man spoke now, somewhat facing Mac. Hey, I'm just trying to get my... Mac froze as he looked up. The man who was just kissing a beautiful lady was now drenched in blood, smiling. Further back, a pool of blood could be spotted as a woman's legs peeked out from under a stall door. Mac did his best to choke back vomiting as he stumbled back. What did you do?
I just couldn't help myself. Some of them just have that aroma.
Aroma? Mac returned, now visibly distraught. What are you talking about?
Normally, Sammy would just kill you, but she didn't put up much of a fight, and I'm still bored.
Kill me?
Then eat you.
The stranger said as his teeth spread wide, ear to ear, grinning in enjoyment. As the man lunged, Mac was too stunned to move. No, too scared. Finally, as the man reached him, Mac threw his arms up in defense, bracing for the ferocious attack. The man began launching multiple swings at Mac as if punishing him for trying to save his own life. Mac tried, but many swings landed on his jaw, throwing off his balance. Seeing this, the man grabbed Mac by the collar, threw him over his shoulder, and hurled him to the ground. The man then mounted Mac and unleashed a flurry of blows. Mac's father flashed into his mind once again as if to say goodbye. Instead, though, it was his father telling Mac to get up. It was a memory of an old high school boxing match. He had taken a bad hit, and instead of offering comfort, his dad had told him, "The day's not over, and they're not done with you. Get up. Show them you're not done with them, with the day." Mac threw a punch hard from the right, laying square on his opponent's jaw. It wasn't much. Still, it was enough to know this guy didn't know anything about getting hit. Enraged, the man tried to lower his head, opening his jaw wide as large fangs protruded from his gums. "No!" Mac yelled out, thrusting his hips upwards, shaking up the man's balance, giving him the opportunity for retaliation. Mac swung once more to the stomach, and again to the jaw, finally throwing the monster off of him. He didn't let up. Mac continued his attack, kicking him to the side as he braced himself to run away. Before doing so, he heard the quietest voice he had ever heard.
"Help!"
It was the girl. She was still alive. Mac knew what he needed to do. He just didn't know if he was able. Finally, he rose, lifting his arms once more to his head as he turned to the man who was now getting up himself.
Oh, you think you can finish the job, huh?
He sneered to Mac. Mac didn't answer. His eyes flashed to the girl and back to him.
Oh, please, for her. Do you even know who she is? She's a Montgomery.
She's a human. She's alive.
And I'm not?
The man yelled, anger filling his demeanor. With that, the man rushed Mac, and as they exchanged blows, Mac began to fall behind, taking more than he was given until, finally, he was pushed down against a wooden stall, shattering it and slamming Mac to the ground. For the second time today, Mac spat blood from a busted lip. He was tired of fighting. He needed to think fast, or not only he, but this girl, too, would die. Seeing the wood in the debris, he thought a plan. Lowering his defenses, he waited for the man to attack. And just as he thought, he landed 2 consecutive blows to Mac. He turned Mac's neck to the side as his fangs once more protruded, his canines glistening in the bathroom's shabby light. There was blood, lots of it. Enough blood to seemingly cover centuries of unchecked power. Mac had driven a broken piece of wood right through the man's chest, and blood poured onto Mac as he slugged the dead body off of him. Not wasting time on remorse or questions, he moved to take the girl into his arms as he made his way outside. He didn't know where to go or what to do.
Wallet, address, home, Montgomery.
She spoke weakly. Okay. Mac followed her instructions, heading somewhere uptown. Mac had unknowingly joined a war that had started decades before he was born. A war he wouldn't know he'd play a part in.